Now we're going to look at how to set up a longitudinal project in REDCap. To enable REDCap for a longitudinal project, you'll first need to click Enable under Main Project Settings. After you've done this, you'll see that you get a new box, Define Your Events and Designate Instruments for them. Your first step is going to go to Define My Events. Here you can see I've already worked on this a little bit as a longitudinal project, so some events have already been created. In a longitudinal project, you can have multiple arms, for example, a control and an experimental arm. The events and the instruments used in each event do not need to be the same in each arm. To add a new event to your REDCap project, you'll simply add a new event name. You can see here that every event has a unique event name. Even if you have the same event name used in multiple arms, REDCap makes sure that the event name is unique. This allows you to reference specific variables on a form that might be used in multiple events. After you've created all the events for your project, you'll need to designate instruments for your events. Here you can see all the instruments that I have in my project and what events I expect each one to be used for. To change these, I can click Begin Editing, and then I simply check the boxes that indicate which forms I want to use in which events. In this case, I need to assign some instruments into my post-study follow-up. If you add a new instrument to your longitudinal project, you'll have to assign it to an event before it'll show up to add edit records. When you're done, you just click Save. Now if we go to add a new record, we'll have to tell REDCap which arm it's going to be in, and then we can either select an existing record or add a new record. When we add a new record, we'll have to choose which event we want to start with. You can see on the left-hand menu it indicates which record I am in, which event I am in, and then gives me the forms within that event. Often in a longitudinal project, you'll want to be more specific than simply saying, I have 4 events. You might want to specify each event is a certain amount of time after the previous one. To do this, you need to set up the scheduling module. To find the scheduling module, you'll go to the Project Setup page and scroll down to Optional Modules and Customizations. The second option now available is the Scheduling module. You click Enable, and now when you go to Define My Events, you'll be able to see a day's offset for each of your events. I can go in and edit the day's offset so that I say that my week 1 event will happen exactly 7 days after the initial check-in. I just click on the pencil and change my day's offset and my range plus or minus 1 day. When I save, it will automatically move that to the bottom of the list because it's now ordering things for me by those days offset. Now you can see that REDCap's tracking very specifically how much time is supposed to pass between all of my events. If I go up to the new Scheduling module under Data Collection on the left-hand menu, then I can create a specific schedule for each participant. I can either add a new record ID or choose an existing but unscheduled one. I just have to let them know which arm I'm in and what I expect the start date to be. Then it will generate a schedule. This schedule is based off of the information I gave REDCap earlier. If it should happen that any of these dates fell on a weekend, they'd be in red, letting us know that we might need to change that date. If I click Create Schedule, then REDCap has created this, and I can go to the calendar, and you can see how REDCap has scheduled in all of these different events for me. If I click on one, it will show me for that participant what data entry forms will need to be filled out. It gives me the event name, a status, which could be a due date, scheduled, confirmed, canceled, or no-show, a date, time, and a chance to place notes. This is the main use of the calendar in REDCap. Finally, we're going to take a look at some advanced features.